This project started as we finished the Sound City movie, and I thought rather than just go into a studio and make another record, we could go all over the country and make a record where each song is recorded in a different studio.
Rad!
It's bitchin'.
It's sick!
Yeah. To sequence a series around the sequence of an album and make them both word is a pain in the fucking ass. And we did it.
What is the sequence?
I'll tell you later.
We were looking at studios all over the world. And then Dave started saying, well, this studio is really cool and really famous, but it's been covered. Like, we don't need to go to Abbey Road or wherever it was. Mostly we wanted to pick cities that meant something to us. So we've got Seattle, which is where Dave made the first Foo Fighters record and has his history with Nirvana.
We went to Chicago and recorded with a producer that Nirvana had worked with. And Washington, D.C., which is where I grew up and became a musician. In Los Angeles, we went to a studio way out in the desert.
It kind of feels like we've already toured the U.S. and we haven't even finished the record.
Yeah, we should just fucking break up.
Well, I wasn't heading there, but...
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't want to break up. Do you? No way. Basically, the process is that we come to a city and we spend a week and we start recording an instrumental because I interview all of these different musicians from that city.
He was like, I'm gonna take sentences from the interviews and write a song. And I was like, that seems really difficult. But it's given him a whole new way of writing lyrics.
I talk about the regional relevance of the music from that city, the cultural influence that made for the sound of the music. I mean, there's no way that you can tell the history of a city's music in 1 hour. So we have to do it in a way that relates to the band and goes from point A to point B and becomes a song.
Here lies a city on fire.
So the finale of the episode, when you see us performing the song that we've been writing, you'll recognize all of these references from stories that you've heard in the last hour.
Oh yeah, that's bacon on top of the pig.
The thing that I felt in being a part of making the show is pride in our country, the cities in it, the stuff that makes it up.
I really like falling in love with cities that I actively disliked before. I never leave my hotel on tour. I'd never even open my curtains. I'm not gonna be like that, at least in a few cities.
In these 8 cities. Our band is kind of a group of musicologists. Chris knows a lot about country. Nate and I know a lot about the underground scene. Pat and Taylor know a ton about classic rock. And so when we started choosing the cities, people would say, oh, what about this guy? Or what about this club? What about this studio? These are all the heroes of like the Washington, D.C. punk rock scene. This is sort of like a hall of fame. And then it was just really a matter of trying to find the people that really represent that specific place. Like if you come to Seattle, you have to talk to someone from Heart. If you go to Nashville, you have to talk to Dolly. If you go to Austin, you have to talk to Willie. If you go to New York, you have to talk to Chuck D. It's all over the map. We talked to LL Cool J, Guns N' Roses, Joan Jett, Buddy Guy, Mike D, Bonnie Raitt. Just having one of these conversations would have been worth all of the trouble. It's Rick Nielsen, the guy with the hat.
I got a metal chill.
We got to play with all these cats from different musical worlds and just different cultures than what we come from, whether it's like some of the go-go musicians in D.C. or the jazz guys down in New Orleans or Gary Clark Jr. in Austin. It's like when we're all sitting there in a room together playing music or just hanging out, there's this common ground, and it's our love and passion for what we do and for music.
The whole Sonic Highways concept came up out of trying to explain how all of these cities seem connected somehow. Whether it begins with Robert Johnson or ends with Lady Gaga, like it's all connected by something. And if you think of it, it's those Sonic Highways that connect all of these people and places together. Check it out on HBO.